Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of the Pondcast. Today's episode, Battle at the Pond, Toedscruel. I'm your host, Draco, and joining me today is Guren.
Hello.
And Chase.
How's it going?
And let's get into it. For those of you joining us for the first time today, our Battle at the Pond series is where we take a serious look at Pokemon and discuss how we would individually train them. The idea is to show that there is no wrong way to train a Pokemon, and also to help inspire some out-of-the-box thinking with them. Toedscruel is our Gen 9 convergent species from the Scarlet and Violet region of Paldea. It is a grass ground type Pokemon with base stats of 515, where its HP is at 80, attack of 70, defense of 65, special attack of 80, special defense of 120, and a speed of 100. Being a grass ground type, it takes 4 times damage from ice, 2 times damage from flying, bug, and fire types, half damage from ground and rock types, and is immune to electric types. Its ability, Mycelium Might. It is the only ability that it has, and it is when this Pokemon uses a status move, it will move last in the speed bracket, but its moves aren't affected by ability of the target. Meaning, if you're going to use something like Sleep Powder and your target has Insomnia, Insomnia will not prevent Sleep Powder from hitting. Gurn, why don't you start us off?
Okay, so I've always wanted to use this mon, only because considered Tentacruel is pretty much like one of my favorite niche mons from Gen 1. So I kind of went all over the place with this guy a little bit. He's like a support, special defense tanks, and like attacker, kind of, sort of. Because what I did was, so I gave it heavy duty boots. I gave it a calm nature. I put all points into special attack and the rest into special defense. Terra type, ground type for getting rid of entry hazards. I gave it Spore for the enemy mon. I gave it Toxic Spikes. Toxic is also another option, but I wanted to put entry hazards for myself, so I chose Toxic Spikes over Toxic. And then I'd put Hex for that extra damage for like whenever the opponent's asleep or poisoned.
I really like the idea of having Toxic Spikes and Hex. That makes for a mean combination.
Yeah, I do. I have to agree. Kind of because I'm not on the same thing. But yeah, anytime you've got a status effects and Hex, that is really good. The only thing you're going to get walled by is by normal types at that point.
Just rapid spin those troubles away.
I also find it funny that this thing that runs around in the overworld, you gave it the heavy duty boots.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of hilarity with that.
Heck yeah. I just wish it looks like it would move as like funnily as funny as its prior evolution.
Yeah.
Every time I see that thing run, all I hear is "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey."
Michigan J Frog. What about you, Chase?
This is my Toedscruel. His nickname is Mario, for obvious reasons. Gave it the Terra type Ghost, because he's going to be your worst nightmare. The item I gave him was a Life Orb. Ability, obviously, Mycelium Might. EVs, I gave it 252 in defense to try and bolster its weaker defense stat. And then I gave it 252 in special attack, and then I gave it a modest nature to further boost the special attack. The moves I gave it were Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Flash Cannon, and Reflect type.
I like. The Reflect type is kind of an interesting move for, especially in this generation, because of the fact that you're now basically becoming type that of your target, which could be beneficial depending on what you're going up against. And so that's a great defensive move, in my opinion. And then you said Energy Ball, which it's a staple, and this thing has a really good special attack stat. So you're definitely gonna take advantage of that.
With the stab.
Yeah.
Well.
And what were the other two?
Dazzling Gleam and Flash Cannon.
Oh jeez. So you're gonna sparkle all over that battlefield as you're beating the crap out of your opponents.
Exactly. I mean, he is a mushroom. He does give off spores. Why not turn it into glitter spores?
And then I think Flash Cannon has an effect to possibly raise your special attack again, I think, right? Or am I thinking of something? Or does it actually lower a stat on the opponent's one? I kind of forgot.
Special defense.
Oh,
Special defense.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
That was pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, I do like it too. Like I wasn't expecting the reflect type move. I kind of actually forgot that it was in the game. Because like I guess for me personally, I haven't seen it, but that's pretty cool. So like you're pretty much like trying to cover up your weakness, or at least trying to change it, if anything, right? So I don't know how it works with terastallizing. Like does it still change it even after you Terra, or is it like a protein thing where it doesn't work after you Terra? I'm not entirely sure, but
well, I think in this case it would actually auto fail if you're Terra, because I've tried to use certain moves like Soak when a target was Terra, and it would auto fail.
Oh, okay. So Terra bypasses those things. Okay, that's good to know. But like, yeah, I still think that's pretty good. And you have the high special attack. You do also have that Terra Ghost type as another type change, if anything, right? And then Flash Cannon, Energy Ball, and Dazzling Gleam. It's good because you can hit like multiple opponents if you are in like a 2v2 situation. So
Razzle dazzle.
Actually, if you're thinking about it, if Reflect type works before you Terra, right? And you happen to reflect the type of a move you already have, and you Terra into that type as well, that should mean that you're getting the double boost. That
was the initial thought.
That's actually a really good thought, because you can really start hammering in some extra damage with your opponent giving you that fuel for that, which is good. Plus the reflect type and his high speed, it's a great way to go from a disadvantage type wise to at least neutral or even resist. In this case, like ice would deal 4 times damage. If somebody drops an ice type out on the field, you can then reflect that type, and now you're an ice type as well, which now means they've got to completely rethink what they're doing. It's a really great move, and it's very few Pokemon get it.
That's pretty cool.
For me, it's gonna sound like I copied the two of you, but I swear I didn't, because I too went with Mycelium Might. Oh, shocker!
Oh.
But I went with. But I also went with the Life Orb, and I did choose Reflect type for, again, that reason of being able to hot swap my typing. But the Terra type I ended up going with was Poison, specifically because I also gave it the move Toxic, and then combined that with Hex and Venoshock.
Oh.
So this way, I can status you with Toxic, and then I'm either going to hit you for neutral damage off of Venoshock, or hex you, or if I happen to have the advantage, switch into that. And the Reflect type is only just going to help me stay alive a little longer while I'm using that Life Orb, because between the Life Orb, Stab, if I get it, Terra typing, and then the bonus effect of Hex and Venoshock, you're looking at a Pokemon that's going to be able to just really put the screws to anything on the field, even if he's only out for a brief time.
That's a poisonous mushroom.
Considering that it isn't even a poison type.
To be fair, Toedscruel does not look like a mushroom I would eat. Toedscruel looks like a mushroom I would eat if I could catch it. But, I mean, Toedscruel, no, I don't think I'd mess with a Toedscruel, I think.
Toedscruel definitely looks like it'll give you a bit of the old Deli Bailey. Yeah, I really like it. Capitalizing on its ability to inflict poison it's just chef's kiss in my opinion. Not much more I can say. I do really like it. Although I'm not happy that you copied me, well, both myself and Guren with the ability, but I mean, what can you do?
That just means we're on the same wavelength, I think. I think that's just what it means, I think.
But yeah, I mean, there's this particular Pokemon, like Mycelium Might. Sounds like such a great ability till you realize that it targets abilities and not typings. And Spore, okay, so anything with Insomnia or what's the other one? Vital Spirit.
Vital Spirit, yeah.
Poison Powder, I think there's like an ability that blocks powders.
Oh, there's like Magic Guard and stuff like that too.
Yeah, it'll bypass those types of moves. But that's about it. And those Pokemon are kind of on the infrequent list to begin with. You know? I think it would have been better if it was just like maybe give it an added effect of not just status moves, but even its attacks. Then maybe it'd have been a little bit more versatile. But it ability just doesn't really seem to jive well with its movesets. It's got an impressive list of moves, though. I mean, you can set up grassy terrain, you can set up leech seed, rapid spin, mirror coat. There's acupressure, rage powder, dazzling gleam, giga drain, and it isn't a slouch on stats either. Yeah, its physical attack is mediocre, as is its special attack. But I mean, its speed and its special defense, it's a special wall, and you can really capitalize on that alone. It's just sad that its ability is just meh, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for what it does, right? Like getting the status, effect, but it's not like, it's not like that's too OP or anything. Like, who's it? Like Golden Go's like ability, right? Like he's not affected by statuses in general. I think, right? Is that what this thing is? I forgot. Unless I'm getting it mixed up with Covert Cloak, but
no, yeah. So he for the most part, he can't get affected with statuses, but there are ways to get around it.
Yeah, well, this one would be one of them,
right? That would be the one ability that could get past it, right?
It just, again, it all comes down to if you can get off your status. Because remember, just because you're fast, now your status ability makes you go last in the turn. And if they target you, you need to survive.
This room is poison. That's what I'm getting from your zone.
Gee, thanks for taking me back to the damn 80s. Spell Biv DeVoe. And with that, brings our episode to a close. Let us know what you think about our builds. How would you build a Toedscruel? Let us know down below. Also, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. And of course, as always, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Arrivederci.